everyone. I hope you guys are doing well and you have solved the previous session and watched the previous session also, where we have discussed some questions of some easy level questions and some medium level question based on noun. Now, in today's session, we'll be solving some questions. Then the level of the question will be difficult, right? So, let's get started and see what kind of difficult questions can come from this simple topic. I hope you learn a lot of things out of this session by the end of the session, and you definitely solve and practice it. The purpose is to make sure that you don't miss out any point where your clarity gets compromised, or where no, you're not able to understand that, like, I couldn't read, I couldn't understand. So we are covering all of these small little topics. All you have to do is pay very, very much attention to the detailing of it, and you're good to go. Even when you read a statement, just read with your grammar lens, right? Okay, I can see a very, huge question, but here let's read the direction first. This is the question number one, and the direction says, in the following question, two sentences are given, A and B. Okay, I can see two sentences here. Each sentence has been divided in few parts. Part A, part 1, 2, 3, 4, part 1, 2, 3, 4. The error, if any, will be in one part of the sentence. The number corresponding to that part and the sentence in which it is will be your answer. If the given sentences carry no error, mark all correct as your answer. Ignore the errors of punctuation, if any. Right? Let's read the statement first. So the question here says, the pandemic has resulted in the largest global economic contraction of the last 8 decades. It is impacting developing, emerging, and developed economies, increasing the global poverty rate, exacerbating inequalities, and damaging long term economic growth prospects. Sentence B says, to accelerate a resilient recovery centered on jobs and economic transformation, the communique asked World Bank to provide the knowledge, policy advice, and financial support to help countries strengthen social safety nets and facilitate the movement of capital and labor toward sector, sector challenges of informality. Now you see the error, we have to find the error, that's for sure, but we also have to match it up. Like if I'm going to select sentence A, the option A, in sentence A, part A, there should be an error, and in sentence B, similarly with that, part 4 should have an error. Okay, so let me tell you where does the error lie here in this question. So the error here is, first of all, when I say the pandemic has resulted in the largest global economic contraction of the last 8 decades, it is developing, emerging, emerging, and developing economies. Developing economies. Why? Because of this, because of this, because of this, of course. Right? First is this error. Now, what is the second error? If I see option number 1, 2, whereas in A 2, option number 4, which means B, in option number B 3 has an error. What is that error? Policy advice to accelerate a resilient recovery centered on jobs and economic transformation. The community asked World Bank to provide the knowledge, policy advice, and financial support to help country strengthen social safety nets and Hmm. Help and social safety nets and facilitate the movement of capital and labor towards sectors challenges of informality. Policy advice, comma, and financial support to help countries strengthen social safety nets and facilitate the movement. So, to provide the knowledge, this is correct, right? So, the error is in option number 3. Now, what is the error? Policy advice asked World Bank to provide the knowledge of policy advice. Knowledge of policy advice, what is it? Knowledge of policy and financial support to help countries strengthen, right? The knowledge of the policies, not policy advice. Okay. Next question, from question number 2 to 3. In the given sentence, some words are printed in bold, one of which may be wrongly spelled or inappropriately used with the sentence context. Choose the word as your answer. If all the embodied words are correct, mark 5 as your option. All correct as your answer. Okay. Let's see what questions do we have here in this, right? Okay. The saga of the Chinese scientist who created the world's first gene edited baby last November has forced bureaucrats everywhere to take a hard look at the ethics of gene editing. Now, try to understand the statement first. What what is this statement telling you here? What is this statement basically telling you here? Okay. Hmm. So the words are saga, gene edited, bureaucrats, and ethics. So out of these four words, tell me which one is, are these correctly used or not used? The correct answer would be definitely bureaucrats. Is bureaucrats appropriate here? Of course not. Why? You see, the saga of Chinese scientist who created world's first gene edited baby last November has forced bureaucrats everywhere to take a hard look at the ethics. Like, why would bureaucrats look at this part? The use of the term bureaucrats, like bureaucrats are officials in a government department, particular perceived as being concerned with procedural correctness and the expense of people's needs. So why would they look into this part? So this is inappropriate here. Okay, next. J.K. Rowling's book gained world extension, won multiple awards, more than 400 million copies only because of her innovative and catchy ideas for a book. The error which I see here is books gain world extension. Don't you think it is irrelevant here? J.K. Rowling's book gained world extension. Why would it gain world extension? Attention. It should be world attention. Gained world attention. One comma won multiple awards. Sold more than 400 million copies only because of her innovative and catchy ideas for a book. Right. Next. The police commissioner has issued order for the police commissioner passing by sub inspector to another district but he has not received it yet. So, which of the following you think? Try to understand the logic behind this concept, this sentence. Police commissioner issued what? Issued something to the inspector to another district, but he has not received it yet. What will he, order or issue? A transfer. We always usually see in movies, right? Someone who's doing a good work is transferred to another place. So, transfer. Transferred for transfer, sub inspector for or transferring sub inspector to another district, but he has not received it yet. So the error here is in B. Next, Sakshi and Manisha are best friends since class 10th, as both girls are always seen evolved ever since. And since both evolved. So out of these four words, I see only evolved being used wrongly. Why would it be evolved? Why should it be evolved? It should better be are seen together ever since. Okay, next question. The greed of the Indian army rising up after the surgical strike on Pakistan post the Pulwama terror attack because the news coming from the other side is encouraging. Where does the error lie? Definitely, what is the greed of Indian army? Why would Indian army will be greeded? Rising up after surgical strike on Pakistan post the Pulwama terror attack because the news coming from the other side is encouraging. So the wrong word used here is greed. It should be the morale of the Indian army is rising up. Their confidence is rising up, isn't it? So this should be the correct usage of word. Okay, and these are all part of noun. So definitely, I just wanted you to know that even if this kind of question come, please be ready and prepared to answer it. Okay. So see you guys in the next session. Till then, take care. Goodbye.